Hey everyone, this is Andy Thomas with the Revelation Station. Thanks for tuning in today and watching this video. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video afterwards, hit the like button as well. Today we're going to be diving into the topic of prophetic dreams. So as of recently, I've been having more frequently just having these prophetic dreams come to me from God. What is a prophetic dream? A prophetic dream is just a dream that comes from God that speaks to you specifically about events that are to come in the future that are about to happen. So uh, I've had just recently within the last month about 4 different prophetic dreams, and I've seen 3 of them so far come to pass, and I believe the 4th one is also going to happen as well. So I want to dive into those specific examples and the benefits that have come from getting those prophetic dreams as well. I will tell you early on, I was very intrigued by getting dreams from God in regards to the future, especially after diving into the story of Joseph and Egypt, right? So Joseph, he went through being sold into slavery by his brothers, and then working his way up the chain of command from a slave to literally being the second in command. The only person above him was Pharaoh. And it all came through this season of going through slavery, but then God speaking to him specifically dreams about the land and how there was famines that were going to be coming into the land. So if you have any desire to really get more prophetic dreams for yourself, I would dive specifically into that story in the Old Testament and put yourself in the shoes of Joseph in those specific situations. Also, the frequency in which I've been receiving more prophetic dreams has also come by just pressing more into the Lord, right? So build your faith with reading those stories and those scriptures and hearing about other people's experiences and putting yourself in their shoes, but also just press into God. And I believe that He's going to speak more to you prophetically in your dreams as well, because He's a good Father. And if you desire it, He wants to honor that, and He wants to give you the desires of your heart, is what He says in His scriptures. Those that diligently seek Him, He wants to give those desires to you. So I'm going to dive into those specific examples for you. So the first example that I had was actually it was a work situation, and in this dream, I was actually going to be potentially getting the largest commercial deal I've ever gotten at work. I'd put in a bid for this business to do their concrete repair, and this was the first ever commercial concrete bid that I'd ever done before. Typically, my company just gives me like residential type leads, and they're a lot less dollar amount, if that makes sense. So in this particular case, this was going to be a 5-figure type deal that was going to be coming through. And I was pretty excited about it, but I knew that there was going to be other companies trying to bid on this job as well and trying to get this specific job. So I was a little bit nervous on if I was going to actually get it or not. But then God gave me this dream, and He actually spoke to me in this dream about the competitors and how the competitors and their prices were lower. But he also let me know that their product was actually not as quite to the level and the standard that we were using. So we had that going for us, but a lot of commercial businesses, when they're getting bids for different things for their business, typically what they're looking for is they're looking for the cheapest possible price they can find, and then they end up just going with that company to do the work, right? So that kind of made me a little bit nervous. But in this particular case, within a couple of weeks, I actually, in real life, ended up getting the deal. So that was the first prophetic dream that actually came to pass, which was really, really encouraging to me. And then just having that dream gave me like a lot of peace of mind, within that couple week time frame. So that was the first one. The second dream I had was actually a prophetic dream in regards to me and my wife's marriage. So in this prophetic dream, So a little backstory: me and my wife, we had gotten into a little bit of an argument. So we were, we were a little bit, upset at each other, and we kind of slept it off. But in the night that we had just had that argument, that night God gave me this prophetic dream, and He spoke to me in this dream something that I believe the enemy was. It was an idea and a thought that the enemy was trying to plant in my wife's mind to get her to divide and get her to resent me more and so forth. So in the dream, I'm literally in our house, and I see my wife. She starts running after me, trying to like basically attack me. And I was like, this is so bizarre. And, I bring it up to her the next day, the next morning, and I just say, hey, honey, what's up with this dream that I had? Like, does this mean anything to you? And she said, that is so crazy, because I literally had, to the exact detail, that exact thought pop into my head while I was awake. And that just confirmed to me that, the enemy was trying to plant this thought into her mind to get her to do something against me, to get her to attack me. But she would tell you right when that thought came into her mind, she said to herself, she's like, I'm not that crazy. So that just told me, this was a thought that didn't come from her. It obviously didn't come from God. This was a thought that the enemy was trying to plant in her mind. So not every thought does come from, God. Not every thought is your own. There are thoughts that will pop into your mind at random times that do actually come from the enemy. They come from Satan and his demons. They have that's who we're not battling against each other. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, is what the Bible actually talks about. We are fighting against principalities of darkness. And in this second prophetic dream, God was speaking to me about what the enemy was devising and what they were planning. And when I told my wife this dream, it was amazing because it completely diffused the situation. Any resentment or any anger that was still lingering on there from the day previously, it just kind of all melted away. And she just realized that the enemy was trying to divide us. And when she knew that, she could actually kind of take hold of those thoughts a little bit more captive, and hold them up to God's standard, if you will. So that was a cool dream, and it really helped us out in our marriage. It eased some tension. So that's another example of what prophetic dreams can do for you in your relationships. The third dream that I had that ended up coming to pass. That second dream, by the way, did not come to pass. That was not a prophetic dream per se, as more of that was a word of knowledge specifically about what the enemy was doing. So my third dream is actually more of a prophetic dream. It was actually a situation in my dream where we were actually in a parking lot, and we ended up hitting a middle-aged lady's car, and she ends up getting out of her car, and she's actually filled with grace in this dream, and she's like, hey, it's no big deal, don't even worry about it. And I was like, okay, I actually don't want to tell Liana about this, my wife, because I don't want this dream to come true. I don't want us to like hit somebody's car. I don't want to like speak this and it come to life. But honestly, with true prophetic dreams, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It's going to come to pass no matter what. If it's a truly prophetic dream, just like the prophecies in the Bible, all of the prophecies in the Bible, they're going to come to pass no matter what you think, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. Every single one of those prophecies is going to come true someday. And these were the type of prophetic dreams that I've been getting recently, dreams that they're going to come to pass no matter what. So I didn't tell my wife for 2 days about the car accident dream, but within 2 days, I ended up kind of breaking. I was like, all right, I should just tell her about this one. So I ended up sharing with her about this prophetic dream. And she confessed something to me. She's like, well, earlier this day, I was actually in the parking lot, and I was actually pulling a wagon, and I was going through the parking lot, and my wagon literally hit somebody's car and scratched it and scraped it up. And the lady was actually in her car, and she told me that the lady got out of her car. She was about like a middle-aged type woman, and exactly the same woman that I had dreamt about. And she gets out of her car and she's not angry at all. She's full of grace and she's like, hey, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. So the exact same thing happened and transpired from my dream, and it happened 2 days later. So that's the third example of prophetic dreams just coming to pass as well. And the fourth dream was actually about a specific family member. And I'm actually not going to disclose the dream because there's some personal information that I don't want to like give away or expose about the person. But it was a positive message and a positive outcome about something specifically, some relationships specifically, and restoring some relationships in their life. So I'm excited for them, and I'm just praying into that dream, and I'm praying for them, and just excited about what God's going to be doing in their life. So yeah, so those are the four prophetic dreams that I had just recently, and like I said, prophetic dreams, they're for anybody that has the hunger, that has the desire for them. God's a good father. If you desire for more prophetic dreams, I just encourage you, like I said, dive deeper into some of those Old Testament stories of prophecy, like Joseph, and put yourself in his shoes to stir up your faith and just press more into God like you never pressed into him before. And I believe that God's going to speak to you prophetically as well in your dreams. So thank you for watching this video. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, do hit the subscribe button and then also hit that like button as well. Thanks so much. God bless. Have a great day.